Andrea Berta had a phone call with Rafael Leão around 10 days ago to discuss a potential move to Arsenal. He's on the short list, but not a priority right now. How often do we hear Berta's having phone calls? I know he's a busy man, busy Berta, better yet, but let's how about signing people? Certain men are getting verts, people are linked with Rangers. Come on, Arsenal, man. We need to get over the line next season. RMC is saying Andrea Berta, Arsenal sporting director, had a telephone exchange with Rafael Leão a dozen days ago. He remains on Arsenal's shortlist, but is not the top target as Arsenal will explore other avenues before deciding. So apparently, Berta's had phone calls with Gyökeres, Nico Williams, Rodrigo, Rafael Leão. We might actually win the league next season, people. He holds talks with 67 million Chelsea target. Arsenal sporting director Andrea Berta has held talks with AC Milan winger Rafael Leão, according to reports. Mikel Arteta is looking to reinforce Arsenal's attacking options in the summer transfer window and is targeting a wide attacking player as well as a striker. According to Foot Mercato, Arsenal have Leão on their shortlist for the summer, but the Portugal international is not one of Arteta, better yet, top targets. Nevertheless, the reports claim Berta has been in touch with the 25-year-old earlier this month to discuss a possible move to Arsenal this summer. Would Rafael Leão be the guy for you? Do you reckon he's worth the money and the wages? Clearly, do you think he's better option than Trossard or Martinelli? Do you think he's the level raiser we need? Smash the like button and let me know your thoughts. Chelsea have also expressed an interest in signing Leão ahead of the summer transfer window as they look in the market for an attacker who is capable of playing in wide areas. AC Milan, meanwhile, are open to selling Leão and were demanding an 80 million euros, once again in brackets, 67 million fee ahead of the upcoming summer transfer window, according to reports in Italy. Now, this is where I start to buy the reports. AC Milan, it's been a turbulent time. There might be a sense of selling to buy. So it makes sense why their players are being linked with several clubs, and where Leao's concerned, Mr. Leão being linked with Arsenal. AC Milan could also be under pressure to sell at least one key player this summer due to their anticipated drop in revenue from missing out on the place in its next season's Champions League. Fair play. Fair play. So I think that's where the rumors come from. I can't say I buy it, but you never know. Scenes in Lisbon. Who said Arsenal wouldn't have a parade? Who said Champions of Europe, you'll never sing that? Who said we wouldn't win the Champions League? Shout out to the ladies, them. And I hope there's a parade. We've got a trophy, man. We're Champions League 2025 winners. That's the first Champions League we've won since 2007. So yeah, big up the ladies, man. We're the only English side to win the UEFA Women's Champions League, and it's happened twice. I wish the men had some innovative statistics. Speaking of the men's side, the only time Arsenal ever finished second in 3 consecutive seasons, they went on to win the league in the following year. Really? Do you not believe this? Because Arsenal fans, we do this optimistic thing, and there's always a stat that backs up the optimistic stuff. I don't know, man. We're going to need Mikel Arteta to evolve tactically. We're going to need a bigger squad. We're going to need in terms of depth. We're going to need, stars. And when I use the term stars subjectively, but star in quality or people that are pushing the starters. So that would be a centre midfielder, whether Partey and Rice Day, someone that's a genuine option for either or in place. Kind of going back to the Rafael Leão, we all know somebody left wing. Big up Marino, shout out Kai Havertz and all the other striking options we have. You can be utilized in the squad. We clearly need that talismanic figure up front. And actually, I believe we need a couple of reinforcements defensively. First kind of guy would be a versatile Timber Tomiyasu kind of one. You could get a centre-back that could play left-back, a centre-back that could also play right-back, a left-back outright. And I don't need to tell you about the goalies. We've got it all to do in the summer. Anybody having Jack Grealish, people, at Arsenal? Again, we have bought a couple from City before. Allegedly, Jack Grealish is not going to be in Manchester City squad for the final game of the Premier League season. Feeling that Manchester City is that his exit in the summer transfer window is almost guaranteed, looking for solutions. I bet he goes on loan to Aston Villa. He returns home. It's a World Cup year next year. He hasn't been named in England squad. There's something where that's concerned. Sky Germany are saying RB Leipzig have been in contact with Arsenal sporting director Andrea Berta about a potential deal to sign Benjamin Sesko. They missed out on the Champions League, so they might be open to staggering, putting deals in certain ways where there's staggered pavements. Obviously, this is someone that's linked with Arsenal and several other clubs. Bless me. Apologies, people. 1 minute we're on Gyökeres and he's the number one target. Then it's Sesko. Then we're undecided. Honestly, only God knows. Gyökeres has revealed he prefers Lisbon to London after being linked with a summer transfer to Arsenal Man United. Didn't make any incidents of speaking about living in Manchester. I mean, I think that's a bit of a coy, if I'm honest. He's been linked with Arsenal, Manchester United, Chelsea, PSG, Juventus, so on and so forth. Obviously, now's not the time, even if things are going on in the back burners, to talk about your future. So I understand it. Apparently, Arsenal are planning to reinforce their attack this summer. Rodrigo is highly regarded. Ademola Lookman also remains a credible option due to his versatility. Would you push the boat out for Rodrigo? Do you think Lookman can bring something? And if you think either or, with them two, who would you have? Like, if you rank the top three people, would you go Leão, Rodrigo, Lookman, or Rodrigo, Rafael Leão, and then Lookman? Or do you think we should leave the big money purchases where Leão and Rodrigo are concerned, bring in a Lookman, who isn't going to be cheap, to be fair, and put couple more quid on a striker, people? Arsenal apparently have put a 60 million price tag on Kivior this summer as they look to starve off interest from potential suitors. He's being linked with Juventus. Arsenal apparently are worried about the long-term future of Ethan Nwaneri as contract talks have proven problematic. Chelsea, Liverpool, and Manchester City allegedly are all closely watching the situation, people. Financial concerns. It wouldn't be a summer window if Arsenal wasn't linked with Newcastle players because of alleged PSR problems at Newcastle. Anyways, it makes for some content. Financial concerns could force Newcastle to listen to offers for Anthony Gordon this summer, with both Chelsea and Arsenal interested. However, his £75 million asking price could put off suitors. Juventus really like Gyökeres. He's definitely a name to keep in mind in search for a new striker. He'll be leaving Sporting this summer, and his release clause is around 60 to 65 to 70 million euros. Simultaneously, they are linked with selling Vlahovic, who's been linked with us. We're apparently tracking Igor Jesus. According to reports, we're in the race for Jesus' signature. The last attacker we signed called Jesus didn't really work out, along with the likes of Nottingham Forest and Fulham. It's been reported Arsenal wanted Jesus in January for just under 25 million, only for the striker to reject a move due to his desire to play in the Club World Cup, which takes place in June. Not only can Jesus fulfill his wish, but do so and leave plenty of time in the transfer window for Arsenal to negotiate a deal. Jesus' preference was to stay was so strong that Arsenal's bid could not even be analysed, meaning they would have to pay more than the 25 million originally offered, done off the back of Jesus dubbed a fast striker. I mean, did this person read what they're talking about? Helping Botafogo win both the Serie A and Copa Libertadores in 2024. Arsenal have been linked with a number of strikers over the past weeks, though Jesus perhaps represents a cheaper deal for the Gunners in comparison to someone like Victor Gyökeres. While Jesus is happy at his current club, the striker understands that he cannot waste an opportunity to play in the Premier League. At just 24, Jesus could feasibly spend years at Arsenal should they choose to sign him. I don't know how good he is. I just know at 24 years of age, to play in the Brazilian league and the Middle East don't really move me much. ITKs of this world are saying it's believed Benjamin Sesko is the first choice striker option for Arsenal. Again, there's a lot of whispers. Nwaneri's not thinking of leaving Arsenal. He's completely happy with the pathway set for him by the club. It is only standard financial deals that are yet to be agreed on a new contract. That's from an ITK. There have been talks regarding Rodrigo to Arsenal in recent hours, but a move is very complicated. Despite willing to leave Real Madrid, the biggest issue is his wage demands of around 10 million euros net salary yearly, which Arsenal aren't prepared to offer. So maybe there's got to be a bit of bargaining in that regards. Arsenal assistant sporting director Jason Ito, people, has decided to leave the club ahead of the summer. We wish you the best. What do you lot make of that? And apparently we actually are. Just got Germany saying we're in concrete negotiations with Leipzig regarding Sesko, while Arsenal are also monitoring other strikers such as Victor Gyökeres. Their pursuit of Sesko is serious. His release clause stands at 80 million euros. David Ornstein did, however, say Arsenal are currently deciding which striker to pursue between Benjamin Sesko and Victor Gyökeres. Now, it seems like Berta's had a lot of conversations with a lot of players, and apparently him and Arteta are doing the same thing, and Arteta is in direct talks with Nico Williams, and apparently Arteta is taking the same approach he did to signing Declan Rice. Court Offside reports that Arsenal and Chelsea are showing the strongest interest in Williams, but Barcelona and Real Madrid are also keeping tabs. He was expected to join Hansi Flick's Barcelona last summer, but stayed with his boyhood club and continued to impress as their star man. The Gunners have taken a significant step towards winning the race for the 24-cap Spain international. Arteta has held direct talks with the player regarding a move to the Emirates and to propose the club's project. Arteta took a similar approach when signing Declan Rice in the summer of 2023. He acknowledged speaking to the English midfielder who just wanted to play for Arsenal ahead of a club record 100 million. Williams could need more convincing. Given that two Spanish giants are also keen, but promise of a starring role and meeting his 400,000 per week wage demands could tip the scales in the North Londoners' favour, with game time perhaps not so guaranteed at Barcelona or Real Madrid. Do we really believe that 400,000 people? Would you not give it to him? The Gunners do have alternatives. Should they not persuade the Spaniard to join them, they could turn to Rodrigo, and reports claim they are preparing a bid for the Brazilian, who seems unsettled at Real Madrid. I mean, who knows? But until people holding shirts, nobody knows a thing.